As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Winter Madness, we have the red Protoss player. We have the French Protoss representing Team Liquid. It is Clem. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player, the Teal Terran representing Shopify Rebellion. It is ByuN. Here we go. Here we go, and again, ByuN and Clem, they have gone back and forth when it comes to the TvP matchup. Of course, this meta, or the meta, has been shifting and changing quite a bit when it comes to this matchup in the recent patch and in the recent map pool, and we'll see how Clem has been approaching this matchup. That's what I'm most curious about. Welcome to Winter Madness. Winter Madness is a very large map in the map pool, large map, long rush distance by ground, very defendable 3rd and 4th expansion, so trying to be a little bit more turtle heavy. I do favor ByuN's position here, but for now he avoids the probe scout, and ByuN is coming in for the eBay block. So cheeky move here out of ByuN, does slip by, and he does get the eBay down. So he's trying to force the unnatural out of Clem. Clem thankfully doesn't scout too late. He does spot the eBay, but there's plenty of progression here. Yeah, he does pull the boys. Boys are being pulled. If he had scouted this a little bit later, there would have been too much progression and Clem would not be able to expand, but thankfully he does stop this at around 60% progression here on the eBay. He will be able to focus this down and eventually expand, but a big delay, denied mining time and delay in the expansion. So a better start for ByuN. Does have a nice start. There's the cancellation. There's the expand. But as we were getting at, welcome to Winter Madness. Again, this map does kind of favor a more defensive play, at least more so than some of the other maps in the map pool. I will say that typically favors the Terran player, especially ByuN, as he's very fond of getting into the mid game. So we'll see how Clem can slow him down, if at all. As our initial Reaper moves out, we're still waiting for the tech of choice, whether it's going to be a Twilight Council, Stargate, or Robo. On some of these larger maps, I wouldn't be opposed to Stargate play, but Clem, he's typically a Twilight Council player. He's very fond of Blink, even willing to be more aggressive with Blink Stalkers as well. Speaking of, Reaper goes in, Twilight Council's on the way, and ByuN should scout. Ooh, even gets a probe. Yeah, gets a probe. Oh no! Almost gets surrounded. The Adept pops out, and the Reaper will fall. Does get 2 probe kills, though, is unable to confirm the tech. But not bad economic damage. Oh, meanwhile, behind this, you should obviously ByuN, he's going for a faster second racks before the starport. So no starport, delay in the starport, faster second racks. This could lead into a faster third racks as well. If that's the case, there's a high chance here that we just build up into a 2-base all-in, or at least heavy 2-base play. We spoke about this in the previous series with Clem, if you recall, with Clem versus Creator, but the goal here is to rush into earlier stim. So we have our tech lab on the way in the racks, earlier stim, delayed medevacs, into a heavy bio composition. But usually you go for the add-on swap. Okay. So no add-on swap here. We're keeping the tech lab in the factory. Going for early tank production, early tank push. Jesus. Yeah, this is going to be very committed. ByuN may pull the boys with this. He may pull the boys. It's going to hit quite hard, and Clem is yet to confirm. Oh. As Clem, he back at home is going for extra gateways. 2 gates in the main, 1 gate at the natural, 3-gate blink. Very safe play at a Clem, going for the Robo on 2 bases as well, delaying the 3rd base, and that is a 3rd racks. Oof, 3rd racks before starports, tank production well underway, and again, this screams 2-base all in. It is going to hit very hard. And Clem still doesn't know. Observers on the way, that will help. Now, what does Clem need to do here? Once he realizes what's going on, he has to slow this down. He has to be active with the Stalkers. Remember, at the moment, he's ready for drop play. We have Stalkers in the main base and Stalkers here at the natural. Remember, Clem doesn't realize that there is no starport. There's no drops at all. There's not a threat of drops or Banshees or Widowmine drops or anything like that. Or Raven harass. Clem is in position for something that isn't coming his way. Whereas his army would be better served slowing this down. And here comes ByuN. Observer does spot this. Observer does spot the move outs. Clem getting in position. He's racing over as we speak. Nice snipe on the Observer. Observer gets sniped. Oh. At the same time, we do see Clem sniping the Cyclone. Not bad. Cyclone does go down. And again, Clem, he needs to be active here. ByuN pulling back. So ByuN, he's waiting for his medevacs. There's Yad on swap into reactor medevac production. So ByuN, he's going for a later timing here. And this is giving Clem time to react with Immortals. So he's got his first Immortal already. Going for the Bay as well before the third. This is very safe play out of Clem. It is very common in TvP for the Protoss player to get their third base already, right? To get their third base before the tech, even at times before the Robo. But here Clem is playing very safe, delaying his third base, because reality is the third base is going to help too much against this. Observer confirms the build. Gets into the main base, confirms the production. Again, ByuN is just waiting for his medevacs. And we'll see what Clem does with these Stalkers. Does he slow this down by picking away... Oh, nice having the Observer. But does he try to slow this down and pick away at the Marines? Or does he backstab and blink into the main? I mean, he just lost the Observer, true, so he can't blink into the main base. But he's ready for the push. Can he get one of the tanks? Can he get a medevac? Oh, nice blink control. Does blink away. See, ByuN is trying to bait the army in. Massive tank shots. Gets 2 Stalkers. Very nice. 2 Stalkers go down. A better start here for ByuN. ByuN, he does commit. Oh. Leading out of Marauder. Does beat out of Marauder. The first Colossus is on the way. About to come out in a couple of seconds. No shield battery. Yeah, no battery at the third base. This is it. ByuN is within range. The third base is going to go down. Decent force fields. Knocks down a couple of Marines. Oof. Yeah, a couple of Marine kills, but again, the tanks are within range. They bully back the army. This base should go down. And no saving the third. And again, ByuN, he was just so undisturbed here getting to his build. He was just left alone. Getting his third base on location. He already killed the third of Clem. And from here, he can just back off and rotate. He doesn't have to go for the kill. He pulls away. Pulls away. A comfortable start here for ByuN. Again, Clem was just playing blind early on, so he just wasn't aware of what was happening. And ByuN gets the hell out of here. His third CC is going to be delayed. Baits out a mine shot. As I'll say, threatening to go back in. Clem, there's a lot of pressure on the Protoss player to do something about the third base. Otherwise, he will just fall behind. He's up to 2 Colossus. No War Prism. Army's out of position. Not bad. Shagging in some of the mines. Gets one of the tanks. But there's just so much tearing. Yeah, ByuN can just stim and win. He's diving for the Colossus. He should at least get one. And rushing on forward and does barely, not actually. Oh my god, he should get it. What a mass. There we go. Doesn't get one, he gets both. He gets both Colossus. GG gets called. Then ByuN, he will take game number 1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. ByuN will take a lead in the series. Again, a very rough start there for Clem. As a reminder, Clem just was not aware as to what ByuN was going for when it came to his build. We were trying to emphasize that Clem, he had his army ready for drop play, ready for Banshees or Widowmine drops or Raven harass. He was ready for anything to come his way, when really he had to be active on the map to pick away at the forces of ByuN, to slow him down, and to even backstab to get something to slow down the push. Meanwhile, ByuN was just building up into a heavy 2-base move out, borderline 2-base all in, massively delayed starport, early tank production, early stim, to a heavy death blow of an army, and then from there was able to kill the 3rd base and take a lead from there. GG. GG, well played. Again, hyper aggression out of ByuN, and Clem was unfortunately just in the dark for a little bit too long, so his reactions or his responses were quite limited just because of how little time he had to react and to respond. GG. GG, well played. And so with that, we're now getting into game number 2. Let's go. Let us go. As we're loading into a smaller map, going to be loading into Ruby Rock. Hello, Modis. Bienvenidos, bienvenidos. Nice cast. Always a pleasure. Oh, thank you, Bobby. Thank you. Do appreciate it. Modis. Oh. So we are getting into game 2 and spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Ruby Rock. We have the French Terran player. We have the Red Terran representing Team Liquid. Down in the series, can he bounce back and force the ace match? It is Clem. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the Teal Terran player. We have the South Korean Terran for Shopify. Leading the series 1-0, it is ByuN. Here we go. Now, just like last game, we expect to see more aggression out of ByuN. If you know anything about ByuN is typically a very defensive and very passive player in TvP, but there are certain opponents where ByuN does turn up the aggression. Specifically, Max Pax and Clem. Whenever he's playing against Max Pax and Clem, he typically doesn't take that defensive approach. He's typically much more active, much more aggressive, much more unorthodox at times when it comes to his builds, when it comes to his play. ByuN feels pressured to get some damage done. And we kind of saw that in the last game. We expect to see that here as well. So far, double gas. Double gas opener out of ByuN, going for a faster factory, going for a delayed CC. So far, a more tech-heavy start, and this can lead into reactored Hellion drop play. This can lead into early Cyclone, early Banshee. Keep an eye on ByuN. Likewise, Clem is trying to figure out what's going on as well. He pokes in. The problem here, if Clem goes past this ramp, then he will be locked in and he will lose the probe. So Clem pulls away, checks the low grounds. For all he knows, it could be a high ground CC. But when he pokes in, he may get eyes on the building factory. Factory is on the way. You can see intentionally further behind. If Clem wants to scout, he has to go further in, and he does. Oh, Jesus. The SCV almost does trap him. You can see ByuN was ready with the depot. Clem pulls away, and Clem did scout the tech, did scout the production. He saw the factory. So big moment here for Clem. He knows. Again, early on, you have this intense back and forth with the workers. Clem gets out. Clem scouted. And he knows it's a later CC. Meanwhile, you can see ByuN is hunting down the probe, trying to at least. He's looking for the worker. Clem did get away. Did pull out. And from here, we'll keep an eye on the add-ons. So far, going into Reactor Reaper Hellion. This is a very aggressive start. I mean, we expected something aggressive out of ByuN. We're going for a Reactor Reaper Hellion. The goal here is economic damage. Your Reaper Hellion doesn't scale well into the mid game. It's all about rushing into a mineral line and wreaking havoc in the bases, in the natural, in the main. We'll see where he can break through. Meanwhile, Clem, he's not entirely aware. Clem, he has his gateway in the main base. Twilight Council as well, going into Blink. He's already got his second gateway. His SimCity here is decent. And if Clem was aware as to what was coming his way, he should wall off. He should just wall off here with a gateway, with another gateway as well. He's not aware. And we'll see what ByuN can get done. Does dive in. Going for the adept. Shield battery will barely keep it alive. The army does rush past. Does try to, but messy move here. Yeah, messy out of ByuN. Does get in. Does get a probe. Gets a couple of workers. They do line up. The boys are pulled. They surround the Hellion, and Clem only losing 4 probes. Nice defense. Nice defense here by Clem. What did ByuN lose? 2 Hellions, 3 Reapers, 5 units for 4 probes. Better trade for the Protoss. So better defense. Again, it was just a messy dive into the bases. Like ByuN, he failed to get the adept. He took some extra damage. He KDA charged his own units. Just a very messy dive. And now Clem can counterattack. Yeah, picking up and pulling the Marines. The bunker is not ready. And if the bunker doesn't finish, oh, yeah, Widowmine is barely going to go down as well. The bunker will finish. Oh no, it's not done. No, the bunker. Sniping another Marine. Finally, the bunker finishes up. 1 Marine survives. And Hefty lost the Stalkers. They just avoid it. They just ignore the bunker. They just walk in. They deny mining. And again, because ByuN lost so much across the map, he has nothing to defend back at home. Widowmines are waddling in. Boys are being pulled, more SCVs are going down, and Clem, he does react in time, does pull away. Oh my god. Does split, nice splits out of Clem. Saves all 3 Stalkers. 5 SCV kills, denied mining time as well. And Clem, he's just going to snowball from here. Yeah, GG gets called. We don't even get a final fight. Clem, he ties up the series. We're going to the ace match. Ooh, GG. GG, well played. It was a very risky maneuver from ByuN. Winding it back, ByuN, he doubled down. He went and reacted Reaper Hellion. We spoke about it, but he was focusing. He was hoping for some critical economic damage. He dove into the natural, dove into the main. It was not worth it. It was not worth it. It was very messy execution there by ByuN. And once he lost his Reaper Hellion, bam, triggered a counterattack. It triggered a counterattack immediately. And we saw that ByuN wasn't ready. The bunker wasn't done. Because of that, almost every Marine went down. By the time the bunker finished, 1 Marine survived, and we got 1 Marine in the base, or sorry, in the bunker. That wasn't enough to stop the army. So from there, Clem just walked in, killed 5 more SCVs, and it all just snowballed from there. GG. GG, well played. This time the aggression from ByuN just was not worth it. It did not pay off, and we're going all the way to game number 3. Let's go. Jump into game 3, and we'll see how this story ends. I'm hoping we can sink our teeth into a bit of a longer game this time, as this did end very quickly and very abruptly, but we'll see. We shall see. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Tourmaline, we have the French Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing Team Liquid. Tying up the series, it is Clem. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the teal Terran player. We have the South Korean Terran representing Shopify Rebellion. It is ByuN. Here we go. So getting into the ace match here. It all ends on Tourmaline. Tourmaline is a very small map. This is the most aggressive map in the map pool. All-ins are very common on Tourmaline, and we'll see how cheeky our opponents are being here. Oh, hello. As ByuN goes for a fake proxy Rax. Let's go. Now, in this matchup, it is not uncommon to hide your Rax further back in the main, behind your main base mineral line, behind your natural mineral line, your 3rd base, your 4th base. It is not uncommon to go for a fake out to try to force an overreaction. But ByuN, he's kind of going for a fake out, but not really. Now, this is more committed here, 2 Raxes, but the reason why you see this here from ByuN, what did we just say? Tourmaline, this map favors aggression. This is a very small map, so even though ByuN isn't proxying on Clem's side of the map, the rush distance by ground is close enough where you can just all in from back at home anyway, and it still hits very hard, right? You see this a lot in like PvP, for example, where it's very common for Protoss players, they don't even proxy, they just 1 base all in from back at home, right? Just because of how small the map is. So Clemmy scouts, Clemmy confirms the Rax is missing, and it's on Clem to figure out what the hell's going on and where the Raxes are. So Clem, he's checking further in the main. Yep, checks behind the mineral line. As we mentioned, it's not uncommon to just hide your Raxes behind the base. Yo, ByuN. Are we going for a ninja? Let's go. So 2x Reaper into a... I mean, we had the money for it. What's the plan? Okay, SV does double back around. Okay. CC at the natural. So for a moment there, I was like, is he gonna expand into his third base location? No. It's gonna be here at the natural. Behind this, Clem, he made the Zealot, so he was forced to overreact. So far successful here by ByuN. Clem is checking, looking for proxies. Clem's still trying to figure out what the hell's going on. So early Zealot, early Stalker, delayed warp gates, just delayed follow-up. Now, the question becomes, was this worth it? On the one hand, yes, Clem has had an inefficient start, but so is ByuN, right? Like ByuN, his own CC is later, like he opened up with 2 Raxes, they're floating. He's got his 3 Reapers, but he has to make this worth it. So a very quirky start. Reapers going into the main. Stalker's in position. Reapers they can rush past. Awkward KDA charge. The first Reaper is going to go down. Does kill a Stalker at least, but not the damage that ByuN was hoping for. And not ideal. Clem is fine. Like Clem, he can just chill. He can just settle in. He killed a Reaper. And the game will continue. Now from here, as we can see here, we have a factory and we have another Rax. So we spoke about this in game 1. This screams a variation of 2 base all-in. We saw something very similar in game 1 where we had early stim and early tank production. As you can see here, that is another tech lab on the factory. So this looks like a very similar build to game 1. But of course, we got there in a different way. So this looks like a heavy 2 base all-in with early tank production and early stim and delayed medevacs. Now, in game 1, Clem didn't see this coming until it was too late. We'll see if Clem is able to scout earlier this time. Clem playing safe, going for the robo. Hallucinations do not confirm. He does at least get eyes on the tech lab on the factory, true. He's aware of the tech lab. There's a piece of the puzzle this time. There we go, and this time he's going for hallucination. Remember, in game 1, and even in game 2 as well, Clem, he never opened sentry, he never went for hallucination. Finally, he gets earlier scouting. And it makes sense just because of how aggressive ByuN has been this series. And there we go, Clem, he confirms, he sees all 3 Raxes, he sees the factory, confirms no starport, early eBay, he knows. So Clem is fully aware. Behind this, going for a faster third base. And we should see Clem be more active and be more in the face of ByuN. Going for earlier stim. Sorry, charge is what I meant to say. Going for earlier charge. Again, that does help immensely against tank pushes. Even here, punishing the Reapers. Starting back the Cyclone. Reinforcing with more Stalkers. As we mentioned, it is imperative here that Clem is this active in this in the face of ByuN. It's what he failed to achieve in game 1 and how he's adapting here in game 3. Clem is outside the bases. Behind this, going for a heavy gateway composition. Again, Zealots are ideal when it comes to shutting down these early tank pushes. And here come the medevacs. Now, I'll say early tank pushes, this time only 1 tank. Remember, in game 1, we went up to 3 tanks. Like, ByuN, he built up to 3 tanks, and he had a very intense, like, tank bio composition. This time, only 1. This time, there's more bio. More Marine, more Marauder. Nice time with the Observer. Because of this, charge isn't going to be as useful. Clem moves in with another Observer. Just trying to get eyes on the move outs. Or drop. Speaking of, Gunny does load up. So far, unscouted. Observer goes further in. ByuN does spot the Observer. Let's bring it down. Keen eyes out of ByuN. Behind this, we have the army that's been amassing up the entire time. Again, Clem just warping in as many cells as he can. Staying on a lower gas count. Remember, this time Clem is aware of the push. And this time Clem has an army. Drop moves in. Clem is ready. And Clem, he doesn't get the medevac, but does get a marauder, does get a couple marines. And so far this has been unsuccessful for ByuN. It's not looking good. And remember, ByuN's third base is heavily delayed here in favor of this timing, and this timing, it's not hitting. ByuN turns around. Oh, does find the prism. And does he get it up? He does. Prism goes down. Nice pick up. No backstab. And does ByuN pull the boys? Yeah, we pull the boys. We just pull the boys here. Like, there's only, it's all or nothing. All or nothing. ByuN has to win the game with this push. Again, things are looking bleak here for ByuN just because Clem is much better prepared this time. And we're going for the base trade. Oh no! Clemmy scouts. Okay, Clem knows. Clem knows, and he commits anyway. We commit. Remember, Clem, we can always recall. As ByuN is making his way towards the robo, Clem, he abandons the natural. He's getting ready in the main. At the same time, Clem busting into the main base of ByuN. ByuN does lift. ByuN attempts to evacuate. Marines, they peel off into the mineral line, and natural is forfeit. A robo went down. But here, breaking the main base is not going to be easy. Clem cancelled. We got the refund. Clem got the refund. We have extra warp ins. ByuN pushing into the main. And there's a recall available. But again, to Clem, I don't think he can recall into this. Not against this many Marines. There are just too many. There's so much man with gun. Ooh, does recall to low ground. Okay. He saves the army. Very nice move. He saves the army. He will lose the main base at the same time. ByuN finds bottom right. He finds the ninja bases. As Clem, he wants to try to save it. He's committing here to bottom right. Oh, go for the medevac. Nice pick off. Medevac goes down. ByuN, he does reset all the production. There is a force. Cannons because of that. True. Cannons are amassing. And ByuN, time is of the essence here. The cannons are about to finish. Alright, what do we have? 29 zealots. Jesus, a very heavy zealot composition. No splash damage. No colossus. No storm. Just very zealot heavy. Depending on the angle of attack, ByuN could still win this fight. I mean, ByuN has a lot of potential with the army. Gets over the cannons. Zealots are coming from behind. The mine shots. Shells the mines. Oh yeah, the wind mines, they do connect. Force tools working against the zealots. Decent engage there from ByuN as ByuN kills the expansion. How many zealots left? 21. 21 zealots. Wind mines are going to reset. Oh. Clem, never mind. He's going to focus him down. Gets one. Nice pickup. Gets one of the wind mines. There are too many zealots. Yeah, too many zealots here. Clem, he's back up and running. He has some mining. So does ByuN. Both on one base. ByuN, he has top left as well. Oh, Clem, he peels off some zealots actually. He's going for the counterattack. Clem is going for the run by, going for the counterattack. He wants to try to get into the main. Tank is exposed. Clem, he turns around with the zealots. Turns around. Doesn't quite get a stalker. Can still very tense. Nice snipe. Gets the zealots. Every unit counts. Clem has been supply blocked the entire time, but his gateways are getting back up and running. ByuN, he has some production. He has Marines. The Marines are on the way. Marines are banking in the main. Yeah, they're banking in the main base. He's ready in case Clem goes for a run by. Clem, he does come back around again. ByuN rotating. They don't see each other. And he rotates over. Oh, gets spotted. Who catches who? Clem trying to collapse in. Tank is exposed. Yeah, tank goes down. Decent Widowmine shell, but that's a massive pickoff. Here come the reinforcements from ByuN though. The Marines. Yeah, the Bio Army comes in. Does ByuN have enough? Oh my god, hot pickup. Very nice save. Once again, using the force fields against the Zealots. And that's going to be almost every single Zealot going down. There's, what, 2 Zealots left. Again, the force was working against Clem here, and ByuN, it looks like he's done it. Yeah, he sims on 40, breaks through the Zealots, gets on top of the Immortals as well. Takes down the army, and Clem, he's down to, what, 3 Stalkers, 3 Zealots, almost nothing left. Oh, we're a little bit over sim, but I should be fine. They're metavax. GG gets called, and ByuN, he takes down Clem 2-1, advancing on to the grand finals. GG. Hi. GG, well played. Very, very intense game, as ByuN does claim the series, does knock Clem out of the tournament. Very intense, very back and forth. We did see 2 fights, if you remember. There were 2, I want to say, crucial moments there where it felt like the force fields were, again, working against Clem just because they forced these Zealots to bunch, and then the mine shots were brutal, whether it's Widow mine shots or just the concave of the Terran army. We saw that ByuN was able to have better engagements. Typically, SimCity does favor the Terran player against a heavy Zealot composition because SimCity, or in this case force fields, reduce the service area, and they force Zealots to go the long way around, and they force these choke points and these bottlenecks that, again, work against the Protoss army. Of course, the base trade was very chaotic, and it could have gone either way. It was very fortunate that ByuN, he was able to scout bottom right. He was able to chase the probes, cripple the economy. And if you remember, even though Clem had bottom right for a decent chunk of time, he was heavily supply blocked because he lost all of his pylons. If you remember, ByuN had a wall of depots still alive, so ByuN didn't have to worry about getting supply blocked. He was able to actually get his production up and running faster. Clem never really did. He never really, by the time his production got back up, it was too late. It was too little too late. So it took Clem a much longer time to reestablish himself. Meanwhile, ByuN was much faster because he had a lot more production surviving, his Raxes, his depots as well, so he was able to get back up and running, reinforce his army, and of course he had multiple CCs as well. And it looked like Clem was a little bit indecisive as to what he wanted to do, right? He was like trying to go across the map and then back around, then back across. He had a very immobile army because it was so Zealot heavy, and it's just a very awkward game state. GG, well played. With that, congratulations, ByuN does advance on to the grand finals. My condolences to Clem, as Clem is knocked out, and we are getting ready for our next semi-finals match. Still feel like Clem will do better as Terran. If you are talking about Clem's TvT, I would disagree. There's a reason why Clem no longer plays Terran against Terran. It is his weakest matchup, and I mean, he was kind of bullied out of TvT. If you remember, it was last year, December, not just December, but the majority of last year, whenever he would get knocked down, it was players like Ryung, Kyor, ByuN, the other Korean Terrans were having a field day with Clem, and eventually Clem, he did abandon the Terran, of course, in TvT. So, I would probably say that if he played Terran, he'd lose faster. Like there's a reason why he doesn't play TvT, I should say. Reason why he doesn't play it. But GG well played. With that, we are going to be getting ready for our next semi-finals, but we'll be getting into that after the break. So we're going to be going on a short break. When we come back, we will have our next series. It is going to be Max Pax versus Rogue in a PvZ. So we'll see you then. We'll see you soon after the break.